Hey guys, it's Dom the Expert Calls from VideoGamesUncovered.com. Welcome to another edition of VGU Talks, and let's talk games! Tokyo Game Show is going down and a brand new trailer of Bloodborne came out, so you know I'm hyped. But this ain't just a video of me saying how hyped I am. No, we're gonna analyze the trailer and pinpoint some key features of it that you may not know about. So let's have a butcher's. Now the first thing we see of the trailer, not just do we see a really nice shot of the environment that is being shown off here, which looks glorious, might I say. But there's this character in this white greyish robe, dress, with a blade in one hand and a chime in the other hand. Curious. Don't know whether this character is going to play a pivotal role in the game. It kind of looks like this may be the Emerald Herald, potentially, of Bloodborne. So, maybe, maybe not. It's curious. Now, one other thing that you see after seeing the white dress guy is that you see this really trippy, crazy, wavy effect on the screen, which looks really trippy. I really like that effect. And then what you see as the camera pans down, you see a graveyard and what seems to be your character respawning out of the graveyard. So whether this is now going to be the replacement of Bonfire, or whether he's returning from helping someone in their world through a certain method, or he's teleported there somehow, is up there. But it just looks as if him respawning, or spawning in general from a graveyard environment, seems to work a lot for the feel of where Bloodborne is going. So that's going to look pretty friggin' good. Another thing that grabbed my attention is that there's a scene where your character is just walking across a very rickety, very broken down wooden bridge, and underneath him is just fire. It's just fire. It kind of reminds me of that section from the Forest of the Lost Giants from Dark Souls 2, where you just got the Cardinal Bonfire, you go down the ladder, and then you see these fire lizards and these jets of fire coming up, but it's even bigger. This is just literally, the floor is flame. There is nothing but flame here. And you get to see the fire effects. And I've always admired the fire effects in the Souls games, even if it's on the Xbox 360 and PS3 versions. I know the PC version does it incredibly well. But the fire effects here just look glorious. And with so much fire down there, you can also see this demonic hand in the fire. Whether that creature is just dead because of the fire, or is living in it and embracing it, no idea, but it's showing something cool off down there, and I want to explore it. Now, there's a very short moment here, but if you watch the trailer and catch it, you'll be able to see a brand new switch weapon that has been revealed now, thanks to this. We knew about the spear scythe, we knew about the fist cleaver. At least what I'm calling it a fist cleaver, because that's basically what it is. And now we have a hammer that can now switch to a great hammer. So a hammer that can be used with one hand and then extended out to be a very elongated great hammer for bigger swings, bigger overheads. It looks pretty friggin' nuts. I'm looking forward to that. It's gonna do, if they still carry across for puncture damage, strike damage, slash, and all those kinds of damages from Dark Souls 2 and Dark Souls 1, so that different enemies are damaged more by certain weapon types, then I can see that weapon playing a pivotal role, especially since it's a big friggin' hammer, and who doesn't love dropping hammers? And there may have been another weapon actually revealed in this, a little bit unsure, but it looks as if it has been. There is a moment where your character just walks through this fog, and no, I know I want to say fog gate, but it isn't a fog gate, it's just a wad of fog. The character walks through it. This is also another good way to have a look at some of the other armor designs of the character. You see that he has this very Victorian style mask set up, as if it was a medicine man from the old days, which is a great looking mask. I love those masks in Assassin's Creed or any other games that use them, including Payday 2 also has one. And so that's great. You also see this damaged, tattered shirt with all the buttons going down it like that. Very Victorian, very awesome. And kind of like a new design for a cape, where this cape is much more tattered and more black, and it's more all over the place. So seeing all these new armor variations looks pretty freaking great. But the weapon that I'm talking about here, there are actually two. The gun that he has equipped on one side kind of looks like a pistol crossed with a blunderbuss, which I was hoping a blunderbuss of some kind would be in this game, because it would fit. It would fit so well. So that looks like that massive pistol is going to do a lot of damage at close range. Whilst in his other hand, it just looks as if he just equipped his weapon. It doesn't look like he switched it, but it just looks like a dagger blade. And I'm guessing that dagger may just extend to be a long sword or even a short sword to some extent. So that's a little bit unsure at this point, but just seeing a dagger in general is going to make a lot of people happy, because if you're going to have invasions in this, a lot of people, from what I've seen, they like using daggers to finish people off. And plus, dagger backstabs, they're pretty friggin' powerful. Am I right? Am I right? Now, another thing that we also see here is the first sign of co-op. Now, if you watched my other analysis video where we had a look over the actual gameplay that was revealed back at Gamescom, now we have another shot at actual co-op happening. And you'll see here that there isn't any white or grey figures, or even blue figures, or even red figures, or black figures, or any of those whatsoever from the Souls games. It just looks like another ordinary guy helping you out, which is going to be interesting, unless now it's going to be kind of like how Destiny does it, so that you go into an area, and then if someone else in the world is also in that area, there's a chance that you guys will cross paths and meet, and will have to make the decision to either PvP each other so that you can get on, or help each other out to get to the boss, and help each other out of the boss, and then you split paths and you take your own routes. I'm not sure how that's going to work yet, but it looks interesting nonetheless. And you see this co-op going out with two different characters of their own movesets, just going at it against this new beastie, which genuinely looks like a new boss. He's got this weird body effect on him, and his face, he's like got this cape mane on him that just has this crazy effect on it whenever he strikes forward and whenever he waves around, showing off like this light effect, or the effects of these fireflies of some kind, which look really nice. Now, the last thing I need to bring up on this trailer is a little bit right at the end after you see Bloodborne come at it at your face. You see your character walking off into the distance, and as he walks off, you see these skeletons come up behind him with a scroll. With a scroll. And this is kind of making me think that they may be side quests, or they may be quests themselves, or they just may be little achievement missions that you can do, like kill a certain amount of enemies with this weapon, or kill a certain amount of enemies without dying, kill a certain amount of enemies without dropping underneath a certain health threshold, or without using any health healing items whatsoever. Or it may not even be about killing, it may be gather this weapon, find this person, gather these resources. It opens up what could potentially be an interesting way to keep the game going and keep making you explore new areas and doing new things in the same areas that you may be revisiting. Or heck, that may just be the thing that pops up to let you know, hey, a player wants to help you, or a player wants to invade you. It's up there, and if that's the effect we're getting, that looks really cool. I'm really game for that. Ladies and gentlemen, there you go. That's my analysis of this trailer. If you haven't seen it yet and you want to see it in full without me rambling on about it, I'll put a link in the description below for you. So go and check it out, especially if you're hyped for Bloodborne. So I want to know, ladies and gents, what do you think of this trailer, and what do you think it's going to be showing off for us about Bloodborne? Are you convinced that we're seeing more, or are we just seeing more or less of the same thing and I'm just rambling on about stuff? It's also key to note, ladies and gents, that very recently we were given the release date of Bloodborne, and we are uber happy about it, at least I am. The release date of Bloodborne is February 6th next year. That's 2015 to those guys who don't know what year we're in right now. And man, that is going to be possibly one of the first games of next year that I get for my boy, the PlayStation 4. But ladies and gentlemen, I want to know what you think about the trailer and Bloodborne in general. Leave a comment in the comment section below, and I'll see you next time on another edition of VGU Talks. See you then.